Hi everybody, Kirsty, Goddess of Neptune here. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. So Jupiter moves into Taurus, 16th of May 2023 at 18:21 GMT. So that's for us in the UK. So those of us on GMT or British Standard Time, apply your own time zones as appropriate. And Mercury is now direct. Yes. So we are out of the retrograde, but we're still in post-shadow phase, of course. Pluto's still in retrograde because Pluto's going to be in retrograde until October. But this is all about Jupiter moving into Taurus. And I've got a chart I'm going to pull up for you shortly. But just to let you know as well, if any of you are interested, I have done a special astrology report on the Cannes Film Festival in relation to Johnny Depp, because of course today is when his film Jean de Barry premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. It opens it up today, 16th of May. So I have actually done a special astrology report for that. Very interesting in terms of the sun heightening his Mercury energy in his 10th house. So if that resonates for you, check it out on my Goddess of Neptune YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's jump into this chart for today. Okay, so gone with purple lines today, gone very third eye chakra today. And interestingly, for the Johnny Depp one, I chose yellow lines. So that's all about personal power, isn't it? Very interesting. But there we go. So what we have here, okay, as with my other reports, we've got two wheels here. We've got the inner wheel, which is the UK's natal chart. And then we've got the outer wheel, which is the transits as a freeze frame at the moment that Jupiter moves into Taurus, okay, which is 18:21 GMT, British Standard Time. Apply your own time zones, okay? I'm in the UK, so I'm basing it on the UK, and I'm using the UK's natal chart as well to give some context to what's going on a collective level. Of course, your personal chart is going to be unique to you. Your houses are going to be different, you know, the signs are going to be different. So it's worth looking at yours if any of this resonates, okay, to get a clearer view for your unique story. But on a collective level, certainly we can dive into this chart, okay? So purple lines we've got here, and I'm going to zoom in just at the top. So you can see there we have got Jupiter at 0 degrees Taurus, so 18:21 British Standard Time, okay? And in the 10th house. So it's in the 10th house of work and inner authority when it comes to the UK's natal chart. We've got a lot of energy in Taurus. Of course, we're in Taurus season, but Taurus relates to our worth and values, and it's earth energy. So there is a groundedness to it, but it's also about us needing to really ground our reality in accordance with our worth and values. So this healing journey that we've been going on for some time, and we're still going on, this transformation that we're being called to do, it's really heightened at the moment in terms of our worth and values. So what is our worth? Okay, what are we worth to ourselves? What value do we put on ourselves when it comes to situations we're in, the experiences we have, and the people that we're connecting to? Are they in alignment with our worth and values? Because of course, as we naturally evolve, things change, things shift. And there's nothing, it doesn't have to be anything bad about this, especially when it comes to, you know, people, because quite often it can be hard to detach from connections with people. But it might just be that connection has served its purpose, okay? And so it doesn't have to be anything bad or anything upsetting. Of course, that can happen, because that's what can be like a tower moment in a situation that forces a change in a connection. But this is about evolution when it comes to our worth and values and what is no longer in alignment for us. And when I say that, the alignment, that's about our soul's truth. So as we evolve and we ascend, the perspective we have on things and people changes. Now, you might have those around you that are all ascending also. So your values are always going to be the same. So it's kind of like kindred souls. It's your soul tribe. But there might be others that are really out of resonance now. And it's like, what is going on? We just don't see eye to eye anymore. And that's because of the shifts that have been happening. So it's a natural thing. And the best way I can sort of, try and describe this is, of course, if you're in a connection with a person or people, and it's just there's no resonance anymore. It's whether you maintain your worth and value and recognize, okay, this is out of alignment, so either something needs to change or this connection is no more. Or it could be a connection to a job, this is no more. It served me for a purpose for some time, but no more, because it's now out of resonance. It does not resonate with my soul at all, and it's causing me more harm than good. So, it's using your intuition to understand all of that. But there is that sense of something's got to change, something has to move because I'm continuing to evolve and ascend. Or you decide to lower your vibration by staying in a situation that is not in resonance for you. But what's that going to do? That's going to hurt your soul, and it's not in your divine truth. But you might be doing it to help other people. So the key here is to remain true to your worth and values at all times. And you might still be discovering what they are because you're evolving. So it's recognizing, okay, when you're getting intuitive hits about something, really discerning what that's telling you about your worth and values. And there's so much energy here in Taurus with the North Node, our guiding light, the truth, our true north, our purpose. Jupiter now expanding this energy when it comes to worth and values, bringing hope as well, but expanding the energy of our reality. So this is about, grounding in our reality when it comes to our worth and values, and Jupiter's expanding that. But Jupiter can expand negative and positive. So we need to make sure we're doing things in alignment with our worth and values, not out of alignment, because Jupiter's just going to expand it. Yeah. So Mercury now being direct as well is, of course, opening up clearer communication and expression about that. So yeah, the retrograde period is that time of reflection, introspection, and all of that. And now it's kind of, okay, I can communicate and express things more clearly, or the communication is just flowing easier because Mercury is now direct. And I feel able, in accordance with my worth and values, to say what I want to say because I know this to be true, in alignment with my soul. We've also got in Taurus, although in the 11th house on this chart, we've got the Sun and we've got Uranus. So the Sun heightening that energy of worth and values because we're in Taurus season, and Uranus, the planet of change. And for this chart, both of those are in the 11th house of connections with other people. It's in the Aquarius house, if you like, the Aquarius ruled house. Although we know for the UK, it's partly Taurus and partly Gemini, and this is why astrology charts are unique. So we have massive energy, soul essence energy of the universe with the Sun, heightening and supporting the energy of change, Uranus, in the 11th house of connections with other people. Taurus, worth and values. So who is still in alignment with your worth and values and who isn't? Where does change need to happen? And it's being honest with yourself about that as well. And using all of that energy in the 10th house of inner authority and work, okay, to empower, because we've got some Aries energy in there, that empowerment of the sovereign self, the warrior spirit, Chiron there, the healing journey, the moon being in Aries at this particular moment. This is kind of enabling our emotions to guide us forward, to be motivated to make these changes because of the healing journey, because of what we've discovered and what we've transformed as a result of that healing journey. It's like, yeah, I've been through the mill here, but now I am aligned with my soul's truth. And the moon is going to heighten those emotions to motivate me to make those changes. And Jupiter is going to expand that. And I'm going to feel confident to make these changes because the Sun is there as well. And of course, the UK's Sun is in the 10th house in Aries. So that's a warrior spirit, you know, when you look at it from that point of view. So heightening that energy of change. And of course, you know, 10th house of work, 11th house of connections, it could relate to connections with other people at work, but it doesn't have to. This is about inner authority as well. Our inner authority is being called to take action, to make change based on the truth and the expansive energy that's available to us to make change when it comes to our soul's truth regarding worth and values. We know that that Pluto is in the 7th house of relationships when it comes to the UK's natal chart, so for the collective. So, okay, yes, relationships are certainly under the spotlight, but relationships can be with people, places, things. There is that emphasis on relationships with other people because of Uranus being in the 11th house. So change is definitely needed when it comes to connections with other people. But it's not solely that. This is about our relationships with everything and how that challenges us when it comes to our worth and values. So it could simply be our relationship with how we think about things. And that needs to change because it's not serving us anymore. You know, we keep telling ourselves negative stuff. Enough of that. No, we've evolved past that. That needs to change, that needs to transform. So again, recognizing the expansive energy that's in there regarding worth and values. I'm worth more than that, and I am changing things in alignment with my soul's truth, and therefore making Pluto happy as well. And Pluto's in retrograde. So again, it is that time now of really introspecting and getting things sorted out when it comes to what we need to transform, what we need to evolve. You know, Saturn's in the 8th house of power. So, you know, our power when it comes to our spiritual truth, Pisces energy. So our soul's power in that respect. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention here is we've got a trine going on with my very uneven triangle that I've drawn in the middle there. Not a very straight line, is it? But it's to represent a triangle. So it's to represent a trine, which is a positive aspect in astrology, between Ceres. We've got Ceres at the bottom left there in the 3rd house of communication and expression, and Ceres is in Virgo, and there is a trine to the sun and of course Uranus there as well, and then there's also that trine to Pluto. So this is also about expansion when it comes to our expression based on what we need to transform with others, to others. Yeah. And bearing in mind that Lilith, the UK's Lilith, is in the 3rd house as well. So there is like a conjunction. There's a like 1 degree difference between Ceres up in the sky, offering that kind of expansive energy, to Lilith in Virgo. So there could just be some kind of self-criticism coming up, some doubts when it comes to our expression, because the expansive energy of Ceres will heighten that a bit. But knowing that in the opposite house, the 9th house of kind of, you know, beliefs and learning, we've got, you know, Uranus, Mercury and Jupiter in the UK's natal chart. So there is that kind of inherent ability to expand our expression and to kind of roll with the times, that evolution that's needed from a warrior self perspective, because Uranus is actually in Aries, but in the 9th house. Okay. And what I would say is, you know, Jupiter has got far more expansive energy than Ceres. Ceres is like a many times infinity. Jupiter, in my view, still has that expansive energy, but Jupiter is a gas giant. I mean, come on, Jupiter is there in the 10th house, expanding all of that energy relating to worth and values. And then you've got Ceres there heightening a little bit of Lilith energy. Oh, here you go, it's a little bit of doubt I'm throwing up. Well, no, the energy in the house of inner authority is far outweighing that. So that's more powerful. Plus we've got Taurus, worth and values, and Aries, empowerment of warrior self going on. So the positive, because there's a trine, that expansive energy from Ceres is almost working in harmony with the Sun and Uranus to say, okay, yes, I'm expanding a little bit of the UK's as a collective doubt, you know, self-criticism about, do I really feel comfortable to express myself in terms of who I am? to make these changes, but I'm going to work in harmony with the Sun and Uranus, because that's major kind of heightening of change within connections with others and transformation that's needed. And I'm going to work alongside you, because I know that Jupiter is there also expanding when it comes to our inner authority. So making it more of a powerful statement, okay, and the expansion or the heightening of the Lilith energy is minor in comparison, is what I'm trying to get at with that. That's my intuitive interpretations of that, of course, if that resonates with you at all. But a lot of energy going on there in terms of who we are within our inner authority, okay, and Jupiter moving into Taurus, adding to the heavy energy that's there already, that's going to work in our favor. We've also got Vesta there, let's not forget, which is that sacred flame energy. So, you know, our worth and values, and then what really sparks that flame within? It's Goddess Bridget energy. This is about really empowering ourselves, that God, Goddess energy within, that sovereignty within, and expressing who we are at the core, the truth of it, recognizing that the healing journey has helped us get to this point, you know, but the moon bringing up some of that because of what we've got with Lilith as well. You know, let's be real here. You know, the moon is 19 degrees Aries at this point. Chiron is 18 degrees Aries at this point. And, you know, so there is that essence of, okay, a bit of emotion around the healing journey when it comes to our inner authority, because we've worked hard to get to this place. But now, because we've worked hard, our emotions can guide us forward through empowerment, because we recognize, okay, we've healed through that. I'm not going back to that. That's done. I'm worth more than that. So all that, it opens up all that energy. Literally, when I say it opens up all that energy, Jupiter is doing that through the expansion. It's opening up all that energy in terms of our worth and values, and the true expression of self when it comes to our worth and values in accordance with our divine truth, and feeling able and comfortable to make changes that we need to, utilizing that sun, that soul essence energy of the cosmos to support it and guide us forward in terms of our truth and our purpose, and recognizing that we have that inner authority within. We just need to express it. We need to align with it, and we need to express it in accordance with our worth and values, and ensuring that our reality matches that. Okay, so felt very passionate about that. As you could gather, I'm just going to take some cards now, and I've chosen the Gilded Tower Royale because it is a sovereign deck in my eyes, okay? And let's just see what extra messages we have for the collective, please, for Jupiter moving into Taurus. It's major expansion. I mean, obviously, Jupiter being in Aries is expanding that warrior self, and that's what's enabled us to get through the healing journey, because Jupiter has been in the same sign as Chiron. Aries, empowerment of self, you know, all starts with the self, and we can only make adjustments when we feel adjustments are needed. We can't just, you know, I say we can't just do it. I suppose some people do it, you know, just make changes willy-nilly, but this is about being driven from the core, being driven from the soul to make the changes that are needed in accordance with our worth and values. Why would we be doing something that makes us unhappy? Why would we be doing that? So it's about really allowing Jupiter to expand the energy when it comes to worth and values. Yes, we might be shown more things that are out of alignment, but that's for our highest good. So Jupiter's going to expand the energy, okay, but also support us. So it might expand the energy to say, right, I'm in Taurus, certainly for this chart, I'm in the house of the inner authority, but I'm in Taurus now, right, worth and values, I'm just going to expand this to show you that that's not in alignment with your worth and values, because we've got all this other energy here. We've got Mercury, so you need to be expressing your truth, okay? And that might be uncomfortable, but it's all part of the journey. But also supporting us. So once we have established that, right, okay, that is out of alignment with me. I feel some change is needed. Jupiter's going to enable you to expand yourself expand that warrior self in terms of your worth and values, expand in order to make those changes. So it's very positive energy and it brings hope. Jupiter brings hope as well. But just remember, it can expand negative and positive. So we need to be coming from a place of truth, alignment with the soul, okay, and in accordance with our worth and values. None of this negative self-talk anymore. I know it's easier said than done, but this is about expanding the positive aspects of change that's needed on our healing journey. Okay. Let's take some cards from the Gilded Tower Royale for the collective, please. Spirit, what do we have for the collective? For the Jupiter transit into Taurus. Taurus is all about knowing our worth and values. I can't say that more clearly. And we have a new moon coming up at the end of this week. For us in the UK, it's on the 19th, and it's a new moon, okay, in Taurus. And then a few days later, we are in Gemini season. So it's a new moon at the tail end of Taurus. But we have, you know, we're then in Gemini season. And that's where we need to be logical, maybe look at things from both sides, but also ensure there is balance as well. This is why we're going through all of this at the moment, to bring balance back into our lives. Okay. Probably thinking, Kirsty, just pull the cards already. Let's see what we have. Okay, what do we have? What do we have, please, for the collective? Okay. Knight of Cups, movement towards emotional fulfillment. Oh, King of Pentacles, maybe even a King of Pentacles. I'll look at these. There's progress with that as well. I'll come on to that. Wow. Okay. This does feel like this is specific to soulmate connections. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. There's a couple of messages coming through here. Wow. 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 Okay. What else do we need to know, please, spirits? Okay. Thank you. Right. This is heavy soulmate energy. This is past life soulmate energy. Okay. Because on the bottom, we have Six of Cups, and that is hidden energy. Okay, but it symbolizes past life connections. It can also say, you know, there's some nostalgia here, maybe hanging on to the past. So take it how it resonates, of course. But what we've got here, and I will show them to you in order, because we've got some people cards. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Knights can be movement cards or messengers. So it might be that you're going to receive a message and it relates to emotional fulfillment or happiness in some way. It could be from a water sign, doesn't have to be. But Knights are also movement cards. So this could be simply movement towards emotional fulfillment. And of course, when we get into alignment with our worth and values, we are going to move towards emotional fulfillment because we're doing things that we're happy doing, not the reverse. And that is, of course, in the upright. Then we have the King of Pentacles. And sorry, there's a hair of mine that's there. So this is earth energy, of course, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but this is somebody who knows their worth. Absolutely. Sovereign being. Okay, I know it's the king represented here, but king or queen, sovereign being, sat on the throne, pentacles, there's abundance, there's loyalty, security, but definitely stable in their worth. They know their worth. And that knight is moving in the direction of the King of Pentacles. But then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So the Two of Cups is traditionally soulmate card. It's in reverse. So there is a connection that is not in union, I would say, because we've also later on got the Four of Wands in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So on its own, you know, yes, could be soulmate connected, but when there's other love cards or soulmate connected cards, then it turns into more of a soulmate reading. Okay, and we have got that nostalgic one on the bottom. So the next one after the Two of Cups in reverse was the King of Cups in reverse. So it's another king, but he's in reverse. And that's water sign energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But that's somebody not in touch with their emotions, because the King of Cups is very comfortable in their emotions. Sovereign being, just like the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles knows his worth. King of Cups knows his emotions. But there is a reversal here. And the Ten of Cups, so almost kind of waiting for that happy ending and that total emotional fulfillment that isn't quite there, because we also have the Four of Wands in reverse, and that's the Union card, can symbolize marriage. Okay, so there's some disharmony in a soulmate connection, but the seventh card to come out was the Three of Cups, and that came out in the upright position. So there's a couple of things coming through to me intuitively. This can symbolize a couple of things. If this is relating to two different individuals, okay, this is showing there's third party energy here, because it's the Three of Cups, and that relates to emotional fulfillment. But because we have the King of Pentacles in the upright and the King of Cups in the reverse, that's clearly saying that one person knows their worth and the other one isn't comfortable in their emotions, and that's where the disharmony is, because we had the Two of Cups in reverse, followed by King of Cups in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse, and Four of Wands in reverse. So if this is a choice between two individuals, then the one that represents the King of Pentacles energy is, of course, where the emotional fulfillment is, because the Knight of Cups movement towards emotional fulfillment was going in the direction of the King of Pentacles. And they were the first two cards. However, it doesn't have to relate to a choice between two people, because bear in mind, this is collective energy. So it's not going to resonate for everybody. And there could be different stories going on. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But movement towards emotional fulfillment relies on knowing your worth, because that's what we have here. Movement towards emotional fulfillment relies on knowing your worth, because without that, there is disharmony, and perhaps a soulmate connection can't come in to your life. And that's because you're not in touch with your emotions, and there needs to be that kind of awareness, regardless of gender. This is just the energy of the card, but this is about being sovereign in your emotions and being open to receive in that way. So you need to know your worth, because that's where emotional fulfillment is going to come in. And in order to then allow for a soulmate connection, you need to be comfortable in your emotions, because we saw that as well. And this is about connecting with kindred souls, you know, kindred spirits. So in the astrology, I mentioned about connections needing to change. So if you're not around the right people, because there is no soul resonance, this is about changing things so that you're more around those of a kindred soul nature. And that's what's going to bring that joy. And that's what's going to then turn that energy into that energy, because you're then in control of your emotions and in that joy. And it's going to then turn those into the upright as well, can enable union and the happy ever after and the soulmate connection. But it almost feels like there is also something going on with a past life soulmate. It could be somebody in the past of this lifetime. So somebody you haven't fully detached from. Well, hanging on to that, because that's in the hidden energy, hanging on to some hope of that connection, or just feeling afraid to let it go fully. Maybe you don't even realize, perhaps it's just energetically that you're still connected through the pain to that connection, is not serving your current situation. Yeah. So there's many, many different possibilities here, but certainly knowing your worth is paramount. You know, these are all the upright cards. So that movement towards emotional fulfillment relies on knowing your worth and being around the right people. Okay, let's get a card from the Queen of the Moon. Let's see what we've got. And I feel, you know, even though I'm picking up on different things, because as an intuitive reader, many things can come through, and it's important to give those messages because it just might reach somebody who needs to hear it. But it felt more to me about, certainly tying in with the astrology, about knowing your worth and being around the right people allows for that emotional fulfillment. And in turn, you know, if you are wanting a soulmate connection, that's going to enable that to come in because you're going to be more in your divine truth. Whereas at the moment, if you're not in control of your emotions because you're unhappy in your situation, that's not going to magnetically attract your soulmate in. So that's why it's important to sit on that throne of worth and value, and to make sure you're around the right energy as well, that's going to light you up, not going to drag you down, you know. Okay, let's see what else we have from the Queen of the Moon, please, for the collective. What else do we have, please? Queen of the Moon for the collective. What do we have? Thank you. Oh, okay. So those two came out together. So we've got both in reverse, boundaries and beginnings. So BB through 2. So yes, in order to be able to kind of walk through that portal of a new beginning, you need to have boundaries in place as well. And this is again recognizing your worth. So that goes back to that. It echoes that message of knowing your worth, because when you know your worth, you have healthy boundaries in place. And also there is that sense of, okay, in a bubble, but almost kind of confined in that bubble. It's a good thing because it's healthy boundaries, but remember they were both in reverse. So you don't want to trap yourself away or isolate yourself away, because that's not going to enable the beginning to come in, because they were both in reverse. But that's more free energy, isn't it? It's kind of stepping through, and think of Jupiter actually. It's stepping through. Oh my goodness, this is like Jupiter entering Taurus, because it's like walking through, hey, I'm in Taurus now, whoop, let's just expand all this. And that's not very expansive, is it? Because it's kind of, you're in that sort of bubble. So with that being in reverse, it's kind of allowing Jupiter to expand where you need to expand in order to allow for those new beginnings, but making sure, the caveat is making sure you have healthy boundaries in place, because that's a reflection of your worth and values. And on the bottom, yeah, so we have resilience in reverse. So this is about, you know, putting down that weight. It's like you're almost there, and you need to just put down that energetic weight that's not serving you, again, through knowing your worth and values. So yes, if that resonates for you, you know, I hope it helps in some way, of course, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And, you know, I will be doing further reports as we approach the new moon coming up at the end of this week. So, and just a reminder, if you're drawn to watching the special astrology report I did for Johnny Depp on the Cannes Film Festival premiere, that's happening today, 16th of May, then check that out on my Goddess of Neptune YouTube channel as well. But for now, I'm sending you love and blessings, and happy Jupiter transit into Taurus. Let's expand that energy. Let's embrace our worth and values and allow Jupiter to expand it to our fullest potential, to ground in that reality that we want for our lives. Okay? Sending you love and blessings. Take care.